Hey guys, it's me, Ben. I'm back with the YouTube. But you know, it's been a while, and I apologize. Um, I've just been so God. Now there's so many freaking mosquitoes. Damn. But dang. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to film this freaking video with all these bugs, man. But um, yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. I apologize. I've just been so busy, and a lot of other things have been happening that I'm planning to talk about in this video. Um, and we just turned June, which is Men's Mental Health Month. So I just kind of wanted to talk about where I'm at, how things are going, and just, I don't know, kind of vent to y'all. Um, Tell you where I'm at and how things are going, in hopes that document it, maybe even just for myself, so I can look back on it. Um, yeah, for some of you guys, if you're struggling, it's like you're just not alone. But yeah, if you're new here, I'm 19. My name's Ben. And it's I don't know what I'm really doing with my life. Um, and it's days like today where, you know, I'm a lifeguard, and even just without like that sense of being or belonging, it's crazy how fast just that feeling of hopelessness comes in, and like how void of purpose your life is. Maybe it's just me, but ever since I got my eating disorder a few years ago, um and then like kind of grew up post eating disorder, went to high school, went to first year university, and all that jazz. Um, it's almost like life kind of just lost its sheen, I guess. Um, it's no longer like it's not really fun. Um, and I spend most of my days looking for a reason that I'm here. Um, and it's hard to find one, and I just feel like my life is devoid of purpose. And I also just want to preface before, like, I'm not suicidal. I don't really think about taking my own life, but like, I do think on a regular basis, like, what is the point? Um, like, why am I here? Just to be another number on the algorithm, or another digit on the government's, website for tax funds that they need to collect? Like, is that all my life is? And that's kind of every day. Like, it's just this, it's hard to not think of it as just this rat race, even when it really picked up when I went to university. Like, all humans are here to do are, you're told to get an education, get a job with that education, work with that education, and then retire and die. And that's fulfilling to most people, I guess. But like, I remember in Victoria when I was there, I'm just like sitting in these lecture halls of hundreds of thousands of kids learning what part of the plant primary cell division occurs, and I just couldn't help but think that I'm wasting my life away just trying to be like everybody else. And I knew I couldn't go down that path, and that's the moment I knew, like, traditional schooling just wasn't for me. Like, I'm just competing with other normal people to be the best normal person, to get the best normal job, to live the best normal life. And I would rather die than do that. Jesus, these bugs are crazy. They're killing the vibe. Damn. I have so many mosquito bites. But like even ever since then, like I knew just that normal path wasn't for me, and but like I also don't know what is for me. And at 19, I'm scared of what my life is gonna be. A few months ago, I really tried to put it all bet on myself on content and just really bet on myself, but it got to the point where my parents told me, they're like, if you don't get a job or don't go to school, like, you're gonna need to leave. You're gonna need to leave the house. And that was kind of a wake up call. Like, my life is kind of falling apart. And I was really scared that I would just end up just like abandoned. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, I'm trying not to get emotional, but like the two people who I thought were closest to me just kicked me to the curb because they don't see any future. And that's kind of why I train so hard and do all these things. Like, I trained over a year to run a marathon in under 3 hours, which I did. I trained for half a year to be an Ironman, which I did. I'm wearing the hoodie right now. And I pursue these hard things, and I document it, and I post on Instagram every day, I think, as a way to give me that purpose, that like feeling of belonging. And if that feeling has nowhere normal to go, like school or a career, it just shifts to other aspects of my life, which are fitness and social media. That's kind of why I train so hard. It's kind of this, just to fill this void of wanting a purpose, a sense of belonging. And instead of, turning to bad things like food or drugs, alcohol, it goes to fitness. But even now, like, I I still train every day, and I will. That's just who I am. But I'm starting to lose that just motivation, that desire to do it. I'd still do it anyway, and I know I will keep doing it, but like most of the time I wake up, I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I have no desire to do it, but I still do it anyway. And in this search for meaning, like why am I here? What is my point of being alive? Like, I don't see really fundamentally that there is a point for me existing, and that can be freeing, but mostly draining for me. And I'm the type of person that needs to be busy all the time to feel productive, and I know that really only a slave quantifies its worth through productivity, but I like being busy all the time. It gives me purpose. It keeps my mind busy from doing what it's doing right now. In search for trying to figure out who I am, what I'm gonna do. I know a lot of people will watch this and be like, "Why are you so worried? You're so young. It'll find itself out." What if it doesn't? Like, there is a big possibility that I could just get kicked to the curb, not have a job, not have a degree, live on the freaking street, and die sad and alone. But a lot of people come to me on social media and a little bit in person. It's like the hole that you're trying to fill that feels empty is a God-sized hole, and it can only be filled with Him. And I've tried to turn to religion, God, Jesus, Christianity, and as much as I want to say I am a Christian, I'm also a very stubborn person, and if I don't get solid evidence behind something, I won't believe in it. And I believe in the things I do very strongly, unless if I have definite proof that it's not true. And as for religion, I've always kind of felt like it's this hacky crap that doesn't really make sense. Because, like, for one, why would this one religion be true over the hundreds of thousands of other religions that are out there? Because there are hundreds of thousands, and only, even if religion and God is real, like, only one of them's right. So why would I believe this one? And it also makes me feel like, oh, how could I be so stupid to fall for it? Like, and it just feels like a cult almost. Like, if y'all ever heard of the Jonestown Massacre, like, a lot of people would see that and be like, well, that's crazy. Those people were brainwashed and they all killed themselves. I can't help but feel like it's the same kind of thing. Like, I see people do this crazy stuff, and for all these religions, and it's like, what are we doing? This doesn't make sense. And I'm supposed to believe 2,000 years ago that some person was able to live a sinless life, turn water into wine, touch chronically disabled people and heal them, and walk on water. Like, I just can't believe that. Because I've never, like, no one ever in my life is gonna do it, has done it, or ever will see anyone do it. So why would I believe that ever happened? And I know there's a lot of arguments for it and against it, but I just am so stubborn that I find it hard to believe that something of greater power brought all of us here. And maybe we are just on a floating rock in the middle of a endless, eternal space that in a random conglomerate of cells, evolution brought together to keep itself alive as best as possible. Maybe we are. And I do think people are like, oh, there's no way, it's too advanced. Like, the human body's too advanced, life is too complex. I also think a lot of people have a hard time understanding how old the universe is and how big it is. And if you can really put it into perspective, it doesn't really seem that crazy. But I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I just know I can't go down the normal route. Normal school isn't for me. Being a normal person isn't for me. If you guys couldn't tell, being an Iron Man isn't a normal thing, but and doing one at 19, either at that. But I think I kind of chase these physical endeavors as to kind of cope with that feeling, to give me a sense of pride. People say they're proud of me, good job, support me, whatever, because that's the only thing I'm good at. That's the only thing I can do. By no means am I stupid, though. Like, I'm not academically retarded. Like, I graduated high school with honors. I passed my first year of university without basically any effort. Bad grades, but little effort because I couldn't care less. But I just am lost. And I know I shouldn't be worried. And I know in the future, looking back, I shouldn't be so worried. But I am, because what if that future me is dead, or in a homeless shelter, or overdosing on a sidewalk? I just can't die, knowing that I could, but I didn't. That's why I do these things I do. But for years and years now, I'm seeing no results. And it's making life seem like this endless cycle of misery instead of something to be loved and enjoyed.